And happy Friday, everyone. Oh, it's kind of dark in my room. Sorry. I am super pumped. It's Memorial Day weekend. My big sister's in town. She's moving down here. My little sister's also moving down here. I'm just having a lot of people move to Orange County, and things are looking good for me. Also found out today that if you've been vaccinated, you're entered into a lottery to win some big cash prizes through the state of California. So if you live in California and you're a resident while you got vaccinated, I guess you're in this lottery. But let's talk about first-time home buying. I have a lot of first-time home buyers out there who have asked me a lot of questions, and I just kind of wanted to pull together some of the big questions and the common ones that I get, and just so I can help you guys a little bit through the process. So this is like a home buying general info guide for you guys. So first and foremost, what you'll need to do before you even start your home buying journey is you need to make sure you're paying off your debts. And I don't mean that you're paying, your student loans in full or anything like that, but this means paying the things that you owe on time. So for a lender to approve you, this ratio changes a lot, but they want your debt to income ratio, or DTI, to be definitely below 50%. Some lenders require it to be below 38%. Some give you some wiggle room at 50, but it depends on the lender. So be aware of that. You need to have your debt to your income. So your debt needs to be less than half of what your income is per month. Okay, so this includes car payments, student loan payments, credit card debts. Make sure you pay your credit cards. Don't let yourself get late fees on credit cards. Those are not good for you. And then also sometimes you'll find out if you owed less than a year's worth of payments, I think it's somewhere around 8 or 10 months worth of car payments, then that does not get contributed to your DTI for most lenders. All right, secondly, if you want to buy a house, not only do you need some money potentially for your down payment, but you want to have some cash on hand. This is to be included within your closing costs. People don't realize this. There's a lot of closing costs in escrow. Closing costs can include escrow fees, city transfer fees, title insurance, attorney's fees, other taxes. There's a lot of other things that can come up into closing costs. So be aware of that too. And along with your down payment. And there are different types of loans that allow you different types of down payments. So I'm also going to talk about those right now. So let's talk loan types. We have conventional, FHA, and VA. There are other ones, but these are the big ones that we're always going to be talking about. Conventional loans are the normal loan that you hear about, having 20% down. You want 80% equity or 20% equity in your home, and then 80% is leverage to you. That's the general rule. Some people put more down. But that is a standard loan that everyone knows and talks about. There are advantages to this loan for your monthly payment. You won't be paying PMI. This is known as mortgage insurance. But a lot of first-time buyers, this is hard to do. It's hard to save 20% of, I know if you're in Orange County, between $750K to $1 million. 20% of that is a big chunk of money. So you're looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars. So some other options that sometimes first-time home buyers will use are FHA loans. This is the Federal Housing Administration loan. They generally have a down payment minimum requirement of 3 to 3.5%. Some lenders they need 5%. It just depends on the lender. They are sometimes a little bit harder to work with FHA because condo complexes, HOAs, they have to be HUD approved. And this approval, even though it's really easy, and as long as you've already done it, it's very easy to renew. But I actually ran into an issue last year with COVID where my condo complex's HUD approval was not renewed. And the person who was trying to buy a home that I had listed wanted an FHA loan, which initially was fine. So we had to do a lot of things, but there are lenders who can help you get a snap approval on that. So it was just a lot of drama, but there are lenders who can help fix this too. But just be aware of that in the back of your mind and make sure that you're working with a real estate agent who understands the differences between these things, because these are really important governmental things that we're regulated by. Another thing about FHA loans. So you have a lower down payment. You only have about 3% down. So that means you are going to be paying PMI, mortgage insurance. Generally varies between about a little less than 0.5% to about a little over 1% of the actual loan amount. So if you loaned $700,000, you might be paying $7,000 a year in mortgage insurance. However, there's a way to get around this. If you do qualify for an FHA loan and that's what you have down, then as you live in your home, the likelihood is the value of your home will increase. As the value of your home increases, and once you have 20% equity in your home's value, then you can refi that FHA loan into a conventional loan. So just a little loophole for you guys. There are ways around. I mean, you would be paying that PMI for the beginning of the life of the loan, but you might not have to pay it for 30 years. So that's what's great about refi. Refi gives you a lot of other options later on down the road. And now you have wealth in your home because you have equity in your home. All right. Last loan I'm going to talk about are VA loans, and these vary from state to state. But in California, they are a fantastic resource for vets. I know some people are very scared of VA loans because you need Section 1 clearance and there's termites in every house in California. But the VA lenders that do their jobs correctly make sure that these people are super qualified. They never throw somebody out there that can't do it. So, you just have to be really aware of what's going to go on with a VA loan. Like I said, there's a termite clearance. It's called Section 1 and Section 2. There's termite and dry rot clearance that is required for a VA loan to qualify. And that's just to make sure the structure of the building is kept up. And that's just one of their governmental things that they regulate, and that's what they want. And another really cool thing about a VA loan, so veterans, you need to pay attention to this because you guys are given a great advantage. Like, this is one of the really good things that your service in the military does. But depending on the lender, they all have different thresholds for what they can offer. But one of my lenders, I think, can offer $1 million of a loan at 0% down. And that's without mortgage insurance. So that's the advantage of a VA loan. So if you're a vet, you're a first-time buyer, talk to me. I've got great friends that they just crush VA loans. So I've definitely helped people get into houses with VA loans too. So you could do it. All right. So I hope that was really clear. If it's not, don't worry about it. I can always answer more questions. So after you've decided which loan you're going to qualify for, which one you need, make sure that you and your agent all work together with your lender, because the agent and the lender relationship is actually going to be really important in this tough of a market to get your offer accepted. So you need to make sure that everyone's on the same page. You need to make sure that everybody knows who's qualified for what. Yeah, so I wrote here, this process is so convoluted. There's a lot of legal paperwork, jargon, acronyms, and there are no dumb first-time home buying questions. I just want to make that very clear. So one of my favorite first-time questions or first-time home buyer questions was after we got into escrow, she's like, how do you get paid, Amber? And I jokingly was like, oh, you didn't know? You owe me thousands of dollars. And she kind of like freaked out for a moment, but I was like, no, I'm kidding. This is included in our contract. This is included in the listing agreement from the seller's side. So prior to even listing the home, the seller and the listing agent have agreed on a flat fee or a percentage fee of purchase price to contribute to my compensation as well as the listing agent's compensation. And I know it's hard to talk about money, but I'm always going to be super honest and upfront with you. And I love when people send me their dumb questions because I really this is such a complicated process. And once you start learning the ins and outs of it, you kind of understand how the whole world works again, because housing leads into everything else in terms of our industry and market. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Text me 949-680-9233. Always available via email as well, amber@ambergrealty.com. I hope you guys have a really wonderful Memorial Day weekend. I am so excited to have fun this weekend. I'm excited to check out a bunch of homes and relax at the beach as well. So please be safe out there. Make sure you get a sober driver and be aware that there might not be sober drivers on the road even during the daytime this weekend. So be extra careful on these holiday weekends, and I hope everyone enjoys and lives their life. Have a great one.